Hi there, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Today we have two new grinders from Eureka for you to review. This video is sponsored by Eureka. Huge thanks for them for supporting us, for sponsoring this video, and as always, sponsored means that they are supporting us to invest our resources and budget into getting this video ready in a very short time frame. This does not mean like Eureka has anything to influence our opinion. We are free to share with anything that we want, what we like, what we think that might be improved in the future with these grinders. And a very well put video will allow you to make your purchase decision. So hopefully you enjoy it. Without further ado, let's start. So just recently we made a video about two other Eureka grinders, the Eureka Atom and the Eureka Libra. Both of them were grind by weight and we had few points of recommended improvements in the future. Especially for the Eureka Libra, we wished for a larger burrs, and today we have the Libra all-purpose 65mm burrs that we asked for. And also we asked for better geometry, something cleaner, crisper. They offered with both these grinders. Both of them share the same burr set, which is similar to the SSP geometry multi-purpose. Those burrs are well loved by so many coffee lovers for a good reason. Let's start with the Zero. So the Zero design has it a bit tilted to the front, kind of to improve the way that ground coffee flow through it to eliminate retention. We see this in many single dose coffee grinders. Here you have it slightly tilted forward. So here you have small knob, you loosen it by hand and you can adjust the fork up or lower based on the dosing cup that you intend to use. It comes with a nice dosing cup, and the funny thing about this dosing cup is that it might feel too light, but funny enough, as many companies moving forward with very heavy duty dosing cups, using something super light, small, it feels nice for a change. So we really like the dosing cup. It fits right in and you can adjust it based on your preference here to eliminate any ground coffee flying everywhere. But this dosing cup has also an attachment, plastic attachment with a silicone rubber from the inside that can fit the dosing cup. Let me show you here. And you would really want to use this to eliminate static electricity, especially in filter coffee. We'll speak about it shortly. So it fits to sit right like this, and based on that you can lift the fork and adjust it to fit exactly for it in filter coffee. Out, and it's practical. It's not extremely easy, but nothing to complain about that much. When you remove it, you can still use the dosing cup. From here there's a small flops for the declumper inside. It has the zigzag shape. They use this across all the new grinders here with the Libra, with the single dose Pro, which video is coming soon. Coming to the top, you have the brand new Eureka adjustment dial. So I'm gonna tilt the grinder for you to see. So previously with Eureka, you used to go fine and coarse and you never know at which rotation you are. So let's say in espresso it might be at number 1.5, but filter it might be at 1.5 on the next rotation. So you have to go all the way to the next rotation, and you might forget at which rotation you are, and the only way to figure out is to turn the grinder on and keep going finer until you hear the burrs are chirping, touching. Here with this brand new design, it's even more accurate. They installed kind of gears, and here on top it has a little dot. It tells you at which rotation you are. So here we set the grinder like at kind of 0 rotation, and if you see, if we go coarser right now from here, number 9, 10, 19, and it flips to number 0, then number 1, 2 and 4. This is super enjoyable. We saw it first at Host Milano when we went there. They first time introduced it. It was prototype, and the prototype honestly kind of felt cheap, but with this one it has metal build quality, plastic from here, but the ring itself is metal, and it feels really premium, super easy, enjoyable to use, and it's extremely accurate. So basically it will allow you to get the difference extraction time between 1 to 2 seconds if you want. It's that much accurate, especially here it's a single dose, so you can check those extraction difference time. Also there's something brand new from Eureka, which is new burrs geometries for users to upgrade. They offer further options, and you can install all of them if you wish inside these two grinders if you want to swipe them. With the ability with that, different burrs geometries, they might, your 0 point might be different. So basically with this one, let's say burrs are touching at number 0 here and number 0 on the small dial. But if you change the burrs might be touching at number 5. So how do you want to recalibrate the grinding dial? It's super easy. You come to the grinding dial itself and you see here a small hole for an Allen key to insert. You basically loosen this Allen screw, and once you loosen it, you disengage the grinding adjustment mechanism. Before disengaging it, you keep going fine until you hear burrs are touching. So this is what you want your burrs 0.0. So you disengage the grinding dial and you by yourself rotate it to 0.0, set at the number you want, then re-engage it. You recalibrated the grinder. So it's nice to see this here. It's a massive upgrade for the Eureka line of grinders, and we love it here. Coming to the burrs themselves, as we were showing you, the upper burr is a blind burr, basically no screw holes in it, and the lower burr has 3 screw holes. And I do understand why Eureka chose to do this. Generally speaking, it's more difficult to have a lower burr carrier as a blind because reaching the lower burr and taking the entire burr carrier is a bit tricky. This is if you do not want to make it as magnet, if you want to attach screws from the back. With the upper burr, they decided to go with a blind burr, and it has 4 screws. As you can see here, 4 screws holders. So it's very easy to have the upper burr carrier, install it, put those 4 screws. For the lower burr, they kept it as is with 2 screws. Does it improve the mechanism? It's a bit difficult to say if it improves, but because generally speaking, blind burrs are more desirable because you have a larger grinding surface. That's the key point. And having one side as blind burr, I'm not sure if you can detect how good it is, but still, it's always welcome. So here you have the 4 burrs geometry. Let me show you. So those has the exact same geometry as the burrs inside the grinder. They're called black diamond, and the coating will help in preventing the heat buildup during grinding, and they will also increase the longevity of the cutting surface of the burrs. They are the same geometry. You can install them inside. This one here is called Brew Specialty, basically for filter coffee. This one for espresso specialty black, and this one is Italian style espresso. So we haven't got the time to test all these burrs. We plan to share them in our upcoming review of the Single Dose Pro 2. So stay tuned for that feedback of the other burr option. But for the multi-purpose burrs, we were able to test them deeply in both espresso and filter. So in espresso, of course, the first thing that might come to your mind is how do they compare with SSP multi-purpose burrs. Now, side by side in espresso, sometimes they were super close, like hard to distinguish, but sometimes these felt slightly extra body, and this might be due to the fact that it has a higher RPM. So the average RPM will be around 1300 to 1600. So you do feel that this extra RPM give you a bit more chocolatey tasting note. You still get that clarity, enjoyable tasting notes, and the body is medium to light, but you still feel like it's giving you that edge of extra chocolatey. In filter coffee, again, we put them side by side and we've tested both of them. They felt very close. Both were extremely enjoyable. We do really love our SSP multi-purpose burrs. And here, the same geometry, same performance, super delicious, enjoyable, juicy, sweet, crisp. The aftertaste of your filter brews is very enjoyable. There's a lingering sweetness and juicy acidity, let's put it that way. Relatively, like, I'd say like maybe 10% or 5% less cleaner than SSP burrs. So you do get the same performance of SSP burrs in both espresso and filter, but consider that you are getting that extra splash of fines, extra splash of body, of sweetness. I wouldn't say you are doing any compromises, but just there to note. Now let's come to the hopper and speak about the hopper. So this is an updated hopper from Eureka. They said that they improved the quality. It's almost indestructible. Not like indestructible, but more durable to breakage, and it's not fragile, let's say. It has a nice opening from the bottom. You open it and close it. Super smooth and easy to do. They also give you the option of adding this silicone, so you can remove the silicone, use it as a hopper as is, but as this is single dose, you do want to put the silicone to put the cover to help you in pushing any ground retention inside the grinding chamber. Let's put the hopper inside. It has a tight fit, but you do need that because to prevent any air from coming from the corners, that the air can pass through the grinding chute. And it's easy to use, so basically opening it and closing it, super smooth, practical. And I like the fact that the cap is transparent, because one issue we had with the Mother Philos grinder is that when you pour your coffee bean, like having the grinder at hot start, basically you turn the grinder on. So we pour the coffee beans and then you want to open the chute. When you open the chute, sometimes if you close it too early, there might still be some coffee beans waiting to go down there. So it's good having this transparent hopper from top. We open it, I'm closing it, no coffee beans is there. And that's how it sounds without beans and grinding coffee beans. And that's it. So let's speak about a few points. First of all, the retention. If you grind espresso or filter, the retention is really good. 0.5, 0.4 filling the gaps. After that, the retention is 0.1 to 0.2. But if you open to clean the grinder after using it for a while, like we did 2 kilograms in it, then we tried to clean the grinding chamber, you do see that there's some fine coffee staying there. But I would say good retention. It's not the best, but it's relatively good. From bottom, this is the on-off switch. We have it here on, off. It feels reliable, kind of a bit old style. We got spoiled by either on-off switches. This one feels like 2 measure, something like you measure and you want secondary on-off switch. but I'm okay with it. But I think it can be better. Last but not least, as the grinding dial is a bit larger, let's take the dosing cup so you can see it. It's not super easy to access it. Like you can hold it like this as I'm doing right now, but sometimes your fingers are hitting the grinding dial, and maybe if they decided to put it on the left side of the grinder, or even the dial put it on the left side, it could be a good consideration rather than having both of them here on the right side. Again, it's not something major, like mind-blowing, but we wanted to address it. This is the very final point, then we go to the Libra, is the attachment here and the static electricity. So on espresso, you will never need to spray coffee beans. We never saw any kind of static electricity in espresso range. However, when you go filter coffee, we really found that it has a lot of static. And if you spray your coffee beans and you pour them in the hopper, sometimes they get stuck inside the hopper. If you do not decide to do RDT and you want still to prevent static electricity, it comes with this attachment that we spoke about for filtered coffee. It covers it all. You will never have any issue with static electricity. Ground coffee will go all in. Even with super dark roast or really light roast that washed processed coffee, they will go all in, no issues. Let me show you. We turn the grinder on. It's still good, but you might get some ground coffee stuck on the grinding chute. Nothing. Perfect. Let's share our final feedback with the Eureka Zero All-Purpose. Honestly, I love this grinder, and it's for a good reason. It has a very minimalistic shape. The grind adjustment, it's very accurate. The silicone blower, I would say, it's probably the best looking and the most effective between all the silicone blowers that we tried. Maybe the compact PK100, that one was very good also. But here, it fits the vibe, very good. They thought about filter settings, they thought about espresso. Eureka is super famous for their motor quality, so it's all made in Italy. Our first grinder that we've ever used was Eureka Mignon, the very first production series. And that one lasted for ages. It went to many friends after that. They're still using it up to this day. The grinder is easy to use. Out of the box, it will come with all-purpose geometry. It's perfect for all kinds of roasting profiles. Even in dark roast, you'll still get decent body. It will avoid that kind of extra clarity, harshness for those dark chocolate tasting notes. I really loved it. My partner loved it. It's a wonderful grinder, great consideration. Also, Eureka is available in many countries, and it's good to see that all-purpose geometry, reliable build quality is available for everyone. Let's go to the Libra. Once again, if you haven't checked our review video of the Libra, the previous version, make sure to check it. We dove into the details of that one. Here, they upgraded the hopper, more durable, curved shape. They said this one will handle even more pressure, transparent top, feels very durable. They upgraded the Burrs, all-purpose, the exact same one inside the Zero. They added the beautiful new grinding dial, and all in all, it's kind of still the same as the previous one. I do think that they did something inside the scale and the way it measures the coffee beans. So the previous one, it tended to be, let's say, the grinder tend to be more afraid from overdosing, and it tends to underdose. So basically it will always, if you put 18 gram, it will always aim to get 17.5 weight, then give you that extra 0.5 grams. So it will stop, then grind again. It will achieve very accuracy, like the difference in weighting, it will be 0.1 to none. It's super accurate. Here, it's still the same, but it always does everything in one grinding cycle. Like we tried it for maybe 50 doughs, never did that twice. Always get you on point 18, 18.1, 18.2, and it never underdosed massively. So like it's always 0.1 difference. It comes with this nice chrome finish, magnetic dosing funnel. Insert the portafilter, and you can adjust the fork from the bottom with a small knob. So we're gonna loosen it right now, insert the portafilter, lift it, tighten it, and we're good to go. So one thing to note about, we got few feedback from friends saying that there's an error message called FH. So basically FH, the machine telling you that it did not measure the weight of the portafilter. Please do that again. So let's say like if you do it right now, it will tell you FH. Now this basically like there is no weight. How am I grinding? And there's no portafilter. Once you insert your portafilter, you push grinding, it will start grinding. Sometimes if you hit the fork or the grinder like felt something is wrong, it will give you that message. So how to fix it? Just remove the portafilter, push it again, told you FH, then put back the portafilter, push the button, it will start grinding. So to check for the accuracy of the scale and the Libra, we are going to use norm core coffee scale. It has tilted screen, so you can see the weight. By the way, we made this beautiful video about best espresso scales. Feel free to check it. So let's put this portafilter, and I'm not gonna move to avoid any shakage in the table to be the scale, as accurate as possible. Let's put the portafilter in, start to grind it. And by the way, we put the grinder at 18.1. I like to add that extra 0.1. So as you can see, it's 18 gram. Like it's literally 0.1 gram difference. Super reliable, happy with it. This is a super interesting grinder for coffee shops or home users. So many people want to use the same coffee beans as their daily driver. Very good option for coffee shops if you want like a decaf grinder, budget friendly. You don't get that many orders for a decaf, but you still have one. If you want it for filter coffee, you can use that. They provide you with this small, nice dosing cup, the nice attachment. You insert it this way, so you're gonna need to adjust the fork to sit. Lift it slightly. Yep, it sits perfectly. You can grind your filter coffee beans to avoid any static electricity, because when you go coarser, you will get static electricity. You just insert this dosing cup, it will fit in. I'm very happy that Eureka started to listen to their customers with their Burrs geometry, with those small tweaks, the grind adjustment mechanism. So let us know your thoughts, what you think in the comment section. We're generally happy with these grinders. The performance is wonderful. But as always, if you own any of these, let us know your thoughts. Or if you buy them, feel free to come back and share your feedback. Many people love to hear different feedbacks. Thanks for Eureka sponsoring this video. And as always, thanks to you for watching, enjoying our content. Take care. See you very soon. Bye. So the motor inside this grinder is extremely reliable. So the motor... My lucky word.